Hi Leo, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome to your reading. Let's begin. I hope you're doing well. And please like and subscribe, especially if this reading resonates with you. And thank you so much for being here to watch the video. I'm excited to get started on this. Let's find out what Archangel Michael needs you to know today. Embodiment number 37. That adds up to a 10. Which is then a 1, which is a new beginning. Embodiment. Okay, embodiment. Embodiment. Embodying something. Alright, let's find some more content, I mean. Put it into context. Let's see. Stork. A new beginning. Again. But that's 17 is like the star card, but it adds up to an 8, which to me is about prosperity and abundance. All right, let's get some major arcana information. Death and transformation, major death and transformation. So something is definitely changing for you. You are changing. I'll read more about the stork in a minute. This one here. Well, okay. I saw it and then it went back in. But we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, looking at the past and seeing what it is that you have possibly mistakes you've made. Seeing some mistakes that you've made along the way, Leo. Well, or you have accumulated or acquired wisdom, possibly some type of information or just some kind of abundance, you know. Let's have a look at the stork card first. I want to see what more information we can get from the stork card. The stork is with movements, upgrades, and improvements. Yeah, movements, upgrades, and improvements. Improvements in embodiment. You know, embodiment, right? That's about embodying. Oh, I can't even say it. Okay, embodying the characteristic of or the quality of something. Right? The quality of something. You become the embodiment of. It's like you become something else or something a little bit different. So with movements, upgrades, and improvements, I bring spring and the change of seasons. Sometimes my symbol stands for a new family addition or simply a new state of evolution. There you are. I can be your move or your next promotion. Okay, so we can look at a new state of evolution, a possible move, or being promoted or elevated. You know, that could be spiritual evolution as well. The stork is a predictable creature, even though it is fabled to bring change, for example, with the delivery of a child. In reality, it returns home like clockwork to the same nest every year. The stork is a very favored creature and is looked upon with affection. Its return to the nest at springtime is the reason for the association with birth and delivery, which is very much its meaning in the Lenormand system. The image conjured by the reverie here depicts a pair of storks. So this is just the one. They are looking at the process of birth of life, and then death brings inevitable change. Then we've got the death card here. So, new life, new changes, birth, movement, an evolution of movement, being elevated, promoted. Okay? And we've got some information there about that. Let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Leo. You're embodying change. Change, major change and transformation. You're transforming. You're transforming your garden. You're transforming your you're transforming your ability to, from however you became we're able to grow, evolve and prosper with all the pentacles in the tree that you can harvest at any time when you need to. It could be the mistakes again that you accumulated, that you're looking at the past, the mistakes, and they may not be like mistakes, but it may be like, you could do better. So you're looking at what it is, like you're studying it. And she's looking at, some grapes or something. She's studying it. You're looking at it to see how you might have been able to do things better, do something better. And it could be just a project that you're working on. You're embodying the quality of discernment. You're embodying the characteristic of being more careful, being more, just making sure, more responsible, more hardworking, more just putting more effort into doing something, or improving your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, improving your physical environment. Yeah, it could be anything like that. Let's get some, whoops, wrong way. Okay, let's get some more information from the tarot now. Okay. All right. Okay, we've got the High Priestess. Well, that's secrets. Things hidden, not seen, beyond the veil, the truth, the wisdom of it all, or you are. Secrets revealed, right? Or you are. Leo. The Knight of Pentacles. That is a journey of taking things methodically, having a strategy or a plan that will see you through to the finish line in this case, right? The King of Wands, using your fiery energy of desire, taking charge and taking control, making things happen. Yeah. Then we have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is all about being full of passion and desire, with the motivation to succeed and be victorious, to be acknowledged, to be seen. Queen of Cups. Maybe there's a Queen of Cups, or you are. We've got the Page of Wands. That is looking at yourself and seeing how you can make something more desirable, new beginning. Seven of Pentacles again, so that's a major energy in here. The Seven of Pentacles, this has something to do with the past. Something to do with the past, how you operated or thought, behaved, operated. Two of Cups, that's about a partnership of some kind. The Eight of Swords is being up in your head and kind of stuck in your own web. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, finding independence, like getting yourself unstuck, independently freeing yourself so that you become the very thing that you're aspiring to. The Five of Cups is, regret and remorse, but it's looking at spilt milk and considering that, that's already water under the bridge kind of thing. So there's really no point in in focusing too much on it anymore, of what it is that you, like the mistakes you might have made. It's time to move beyond that. And the Seven of Wands, with the energy of putting up not walls, but boundaries, healthy boundaries that are generally invisible, of course. Healthy boundaries that tell people what you're going to accept from them and what you won't accept from them, and enforcing those healthy boundaries. And they can be boundaries for yourself too. You might be saying, this is what I'm going to accept from myself, behavior-wise, thinking-wise, and this is what I'm not going to. So I'm not going to think like that anymore, and as soon as I start thinking or behaving in a certain way, I'm going to be aware, be conscious of it. And I'm going to stop it in its tracks because I want to change things up in my life. So the back of the deck we have the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. We got the Page of Cups here too. The Devil. Let's just see. Well, I'm going to leave the Page of Cups out here, just in case. But anyhow, guys, what we got here is that there is a new beginning for you. There's movement and improvements, right? Movement and improvements and upgrades. Movement, improvements, and upgrades. And so there's a state of evolution that is improving, that's happening to you. Major death and transformation. So you're moving and possibly having a promotion in your work. So this is like really generalized, guys, because however many Leos actually watch this video, it could be in any area of your life. The 4 areas being relationships, and those are any kind of relationship, right? Finances, work, job, work, career, education as well, and then health. Okay, so the 4 areas of life. So you have been looking at the past and seeing how you have materialized, you have manifested, you have made things happen, prosperity or otherwise, mistakes, accumulations of mistakes through faulty thinking, right? You're looking at that very, very carefully, studying it. In fact, you're saying to yourself, Leo, I think it's time for me to change how I'm living my life, experiencing life, and it might mean that I have to move. I need to move to a new location, put an end to the people I know here. Maybe it's something to do with an addiction. Could be an addiction, or it could be the type of work you've chosen. And I'm not saying this is you, but it could be people who are, let's say, women who get into work in strip clubs, right? And they are making money because they are dancing for men, taking their clothes off, so forth. And it might be something that they just want to kind of put that away now. You've been there, done it, and it's like I'm gotten older, and perhaps your body, I would say, just the example, your body is not as firm and as gorgeous as it was a few years ago, and so you're kind of feeling as though you're not getting the attention or the clientele, like the dollars, that you would hope to be doing this work. So you might be thinking about going back to school or taking some kind of training, maybe learning how to be a hairdresser or cosmetologist, or maybe someone who takes blood, whatever you call those people. And it's just like a simple, not simple, but it's going to be a lot less time consuming than taking a university course or college course where you register for a major and you have to take all these core classes that may or may not even have anything to do with the actual major, but you have to take them anyways because that's just the way they do it. For 4 years of university, and first 2 are usually those core classes that, for the most part, have nothing to do with your major. Just have to take them because they want you to be able to taste a little bit of everything at school. So just in case you decide, and it has happened a lot, where you might be taking a math class and you're finding calculus to be really interesting, but you're in a major for becoming a a writer, English teacher, let's just say. So you decide you're going to change your major to either biology or biology or math, right? Math, or even like something like interior design where you need to know math kind of thing. So anyways, you're going to be taking, you're maybe not going to go to that route where you have to take basically the first 2 years of core classes, and then finally the last 2 years are going to be classes that have to do with your actual major. You don't want to go that distance, especially if you're getting older in life, that kind of thing, Leo. So you're looking what it is, all that you have. You might have you might have a family, couple of kids, might have a couple of kids here, and you might have you're close to your family. You all live nearby, and so you don't really want to move too far, but you're going to you may move from the place that you had been living where certain friends, or maybe you became friends with the other girls in the strip club, and you're just kind of wanting to put some distance between you and that whole life. Let's just say that whole lifestyle. And I'm not saying this is what's going on, it's just an example that you're trying to put some distance between you and something else so that you can have that upgrade, evolve, and make your life better in some way. Okay? And it doesn't have to be about spiritual evolvement. It could simply mean that you are trying to make a better life for yourself and your kids, or not. Maybe even a better life for your dog, because your dog, if you're living in an apartment, your dog doesn't get to go outside very often, especially if you're working a lot, and you want to maybe move into a house, a small house you can rent or buy, and be working at a job that's going to help you pay for all of that. Or you're going to be able to have a roommate, whereas your apartment not only kept your dog inside all the time, it wasn't big enough to have a roommate to help pay for the rent. It was only a 1-bedroom. So it can be anything, right? So it could be your health, Leo, that you are feeling like you need to bring some new life, new energy into your body. And so you are looking at what it is that you have been doing, that perhaps it's time to tweak your daily health regime. You might include putting in yoga every day or every second day, going to drinking tea instead of coffee, taking herbs and vitamins and minerals, taking some other thing, so that you can get more protein in your body, or just cleanse your gut, your intestines and stuff. Or if you have been strapped with a cancer diagnosis, but it's in remission, you may be seeing that whatever it was that you had to do in order for it to go into remission is something that you're just going to have to follow for the rest of your life, so that cancer stays in remission or goes away completely. I'm not sure how it works, but it's a major thing that you're doing, something big. It could be you have been diagnosed with diabetes, and you're looking back at all the things, you love to eat sugary foods and fattening foods, and you would just eat. I used to be with diabetes. You have to really slow it down and be mindful of what you're eating. And what you realize is that we eat a lot in one sitting. We eat a lot of food. And in particular, men do, right? But, they have maybe higher metabolisms or not. But in any case, there is there is a need for change, a dietary change, an environmental change, with the people that you're around, the area you live in, and physical change, like physical activity. Maybe even the job that you, like I said, with the job of being if you're a woman, if the example was the stripper, right? But you might be in a job where you are working, let's say, as a sitter for elderly people, but you're working for a company where they have a lot of sitters, or they don't have a lot of sitters. Okay, if they have a lot of sitters, you may not be getting many shifts, right? Many shifts that are going to help you, you're going to get paid for. And so one week you're going to have a lot, next week you might have only 2 shifts. And I've seen this happen with clients that I've worked with. And so it's been a problem for them because it causes anxiety and depression, because they've got maybe a kid or 2 and they're not able to, when the rent is due, they might have not worked more than 3 or 4 shifts in the past 2 weeks. And it causes a great deal of stress on them, which makes them very angry. And then they start taking it out on their kids or other people, family members and stuff. Yeah, and if it's not that, it's you're getting too many shifts because the company can't keep sitters there. And that's happened. I've seen that too, where the ones that are still doing the work because they have to have a job, they have to work, they're worked to the bone. They're not even able to spend much time with their kids, focus on anything other than sitting with elderly people. So if the benefit of sitting is that usually elderly people, they're either quietly watching TV or in bed, or maybe they're in bed constantly. They live in bed basically. That you got time to study, and you might be looking at that and saying, okay, I'm getting all these shifts and I'm run off my feet. I've got to somehow figure out how to not be run down and lose all my energy, get burnout kind of thing, forcing me to have to quit my job. Is there some way that I can work for a company that for sitting, or talk to the higher ups and say, I realize you're short on sitters, and I realize that's why I'm getting so many shifts, but I'm getting burnt out, and I want to start doing some training, like getting into an educational program, training program to become something else, right? Like, what do you call people who take blood? They're besides vampires. but anyways, yeah, like people who train to take blood for regular blood runs, for the Blue Cross or something, right? I don't know. But in any case, it's something that you're going to have to talk to your higher up and say, look, I can only take so many shifts a week, and beyond that, I'm going to have to say no. You're just going to have to find somebody else to take these shifts, because during my shifts, I'm going to be spending time reading and doing. You may not tell them that, but that's your goal, is to use your time, and it's going to be not going to overrun you and overburden you with all the hours that you have to spend taking on shifts that other people should be doing. And you're going to be using that time wisely when your elderly person is quiet and you can do some homework, reading assignments and stuff like that. So it's that kind of stuff that you may be looking at and saying, I need to make some changes here, because it's not working out for me, and it's definitely not working out for my family. And so your major change and transformation, movement, improvements, and upgrades. Yes, a change of life. You're embodying the person of, it's time for me to take on the new quality that says, I need to make life better for me and my loved ones. You know, considering if you have children or not. And maybe you take care of an elderly, somebody in your family, an elderly person, and they're not getting the quality care that you feel like they need, and that the assistance in taking care of them that you need too. That you maybe need to move, or either physically relocate yourself and your elderly parent, or you move from from one program that you've been in with this, whoever comes, home care and stuff like that, to another program, or you add on to it, you expand. Like their insurance, their medical insurance, your elderly person's medical insurance will pay for certain healthcare providers, and then a complementary type of healthcare provider that doesn't do the same thing as the first one does, that you can actually have somebody to come in and offer a few hours of respite time for you, because they're going to take over the reins. That could be that one program. The other program is where the medical providers are actually taking care of your mother's needs, your mother and your father's needs. Okay? So it's stuff like that you're looking at. And so it's like you are having to see that there's a need for the veil to be parted. You need to be able to see things that you hadn't seen before. You need to be able to look at, to think privately about what it is that what your needs are. What your needs are, and perhaps your elderly person if you take care of somebody, or your kids. But you're having to look at that, and so it's like you're intuitively feeling the nudge to make improvements. So you're going to embody the person of who is going to become a take charge and take control person of your own life, of your own destiny, and make some needed changes for it to bring some sense of normalcy back into your life, where you're not working so much, or you are doing something different than what your body will allow you. Because if you were working in a strip club, you're only going to be able to be a stripper for so long until the things start sagging, right? So, and I say that with deep respect, okay? But I'm not saying, Leo, this is what you do, just the example, remember? So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is going to be something, it's a journey, of course, for you, but it's something that you've got to make some plans for. It's going to be a slow go, a slow transformation, slow change. It's not going to be an overnight thing. And especially if it's more than just you involved in the situation that needs to change with you, needs to come with you. Yeah, but you're going to be stepping into, I'm feeling very motivated for the reasons of things not being as good. Seven of Pentacles is pretty good, okay? You've done well. Ten of Pentacles is way better. But you're looking at that and saying, how can I expand upon what it is that I have done, or change it completely because it's not working for me? And you're going to be motivated and inspired to do that, because life is a little bit tougher than you would expect it to be at this point in your life. With the Six of Wands, you are looking at, being successful in the transformation, being successful, and making sure that you are going to be acknowledged for the changes that are coming into your life as a result of the hard work you're going to be doing as the take charge, take control type of person. There may be somebody who is a very sweet person that shows up in your life, Leo, that is going to say, let me help you out with this. I am going to help you realize what it is, whatever it is, whatever changes you need, whatever expansion you're taking, I'm going to help you through this. I'm going to help you move through this. I'm going to help you and help you realize it's about taking care of yourself, having compassion, and patience, compassion, patience for yourself through this change, major change. They're going to be talking to you and saying, what can I do for you today? How can I help you in this way? Some way, how can I help you? And there might be a counselor you're talking to that says, I see how difficult life has come for you and how things must be really challenging for you. Have you thought about doing this? Or I can give you the phone number of somebody that you might want to contact who's in that particular field where you need to get some feedback, information, whatever. But the Page of Wands is that you're coming out of it with somebody helping you out in particular, coming out of it with some good ideas, good news, good ideas moving forward. The Seven of Pentacles, again, it's going to be about you moving forward and expanding your Seven of Pentacles through the hard work, because Eight of Pentacles is after that, but you're mastering the energy. Through the hard work, you're going to master the energy, and you're going to be either meeting somebody romantically or connecting with someone else who, again, could be someone like this, or we got the Queen of Wands here, someone like this, if this is not you. And I'm sort of thinking it's you, but it's, in any case, you're going to be able to partner up with a program, partner up with a person, partner up with a business partner, somebody who's going to be able to help you feel good about the movements and upgrades that you're making at this time. Eight of Swords, being up in your head. That's, you're stuck in your own web of worries and concerns, because this is change after all. Nobody likes change. I, for one, don't mind change too much, really. But most people don't like change. They're very comfortable with the familiar. And when things aren't familiar, even though we know how badly it's needed to change, it's still a scary proposition to make a major change, transformation. Having to know more people, or changing your people out altogether. New friends, new connections. New co-workers. It can be very, very overwhelming and stressful and scary at times, because you're moving into something that's not familiar and it's uncertain. It's kind of like the moon energy. You don't quite know what you're getting yourself into. But that is what causes, it creates these thoughts of worry. Is this going to work out? Should I be doing this at this time? Maybe I just had a bad week and I just said, something's got to change. Something's got to change. It's just not working for me. Something's got to change. There's got to be a better way than how I'm going about it now, because I just feel like I'm spinning my wheels like a hamster in its hamster wheel, right? But worries and concerns, but soon you're going to be able to find some solid footing. You're going to be able to step out and independently make really good changes in your life, really beneficial changes in your life that you're going to see results from. The results are that you're going to be a different thinker. You're going to be thinking, you know what? It's just water under the bridge now. It's just spilt milk. I can't do anything about spilt milk, but I can do something about whatever is going to come my way, something that's going to come my way as a result of making that decision to talk to more people, find out more information, do some research, go back to school, apply for different types of jobs, whatever it is, seek out another health consultant. That because of the changes that you're making, there's a Two of Cups coming your way that you're not seeing. Okay, you're not necessarily seeing. And that Two of Cups is this here. So it's like somebody is going to be partnering up with you, and it's not just partnering up with you in love. It's partnering up with you in working together with someone with the new program, or just a program that you didn't know anything about before, but it's going to be able to help you out now. The Seven of Wands is you making sure that you are going at this with I'm winning. I am the one who's winning here. You can poke your stick at me and try to take my inspiration, my motivation, my energy, all you want, world, or like I said, in that situation where you might be working as a home, a care sitter, and you're getting all these shifts because people are quitting. You having to take all these shifts. My job can even poke sticks at me that way, but I'm going to come out on top. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be telling my employer I can only take one shift a day, or however it works for you guys, I don't know. But one shift a day, 5 days a week, because I need the weekends, or I need at least 2 days to be able to spend with my family, because weekends might be the major time when you're definitely going to be doing shift work. I need to lay down some rules here with my employer, that you have employees who are quitting, so I will take an extra shift or 2, and that's it. The sitters are going to have to, the friends or family members of the person that isn't going to have me sitting for them, because I can't be in 2 places at one time, they're going to have to find another way. Or you're just going to have to go yourself, the employer, right? You're just going to have to go yourself. Once you get, I'll even help you find, more people, because, it could be a dime a dozen of people who, especially young women, who need to have some kind of work, part-time, full-time, and they're willing to do sitting at work. And so you might know people, have friends maybe, that you're going to tell the employer you should interview this person and give them a chance, right? Because then they could start taking those shifts. And because I've got kids, I got a life. Even if I don't have kids, I still have a life, and I don't want to spend it in someone else's house, sitting to watch and take care of someone else when I should be taking care of myself too first, right? So those are the healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries do indicate, by the way, that you're evolving, that you are really taking things seriously about change, major change, transformation. The Hermit is like you seeking that inner strength that you have within you. You might be someone who prays to God, or whoever your spirit guides, guardian angels, your inner self, your soul, and you are somebody who looks for guidance in that realm. But also it could be that you're in a library, or you're in an employment center, or you're in a temp place where you put your name in, an application in for be a temp worker for a time until you come across some real regular work, full-time work. Your temp work will be regular, but it's only going to be for maybe a few days, a week, a month or so. But during that time you can be applying for other jobs, and so you're going to be checking into things. You need to do your research and your due diligence in finding out what it is that you need to see. The Five of Pentacles is because it's not about you any longer. You're going to be taking the action needed to take. As the Queen of Wands, if it's not you, you're going to be partnering with somebody who's got a lot of ideas, really good ideas for you, maybe a lot of knowledge about the different places you can look for jobs. Different places that you can look for expanded health care if you're in that situation where you have an elderly parent that you're taking care of, places where to live if you're moving, people to talk to. And they just have a lot of ideas and a lot of energy. This person does a lot of energy to help you make sure that you leave whatever it is that you need to leave behind, because you need to get inside from the outside, right? You need to get yourself back inside. Get yourself back into what is good for me and my kids or elderly person. What is good for me? It's got to be about making it good for me, because when it makes it good for me, it makes it good for everyone. including, starting with my kids, starting with my elderly parent, partner, whatever, and then beyond that, right? The whole collective. But it's about making sure that you talk to people about who's going to be able to shed the light on what it is that you can find that's going to help you move on from the inside, instead of being left out feeling lack, that you don't have any resources, you don't have any ideas. This might be somebody that you talk to. Again, it could be a counselor, but it could be somebody you talk to in an employment agency who acts as a counselor towards people looking for, that they want to find out what kind of work you're looking to get. If you're getting unemployment insurance during this time, you would be talking to somebody about what it is that what work you can do, what experience you've already had, and then they give you a list, or you have to produce a list of the places of employment that you've actually put an application in or dropped off your resume. So there's going to be somebody in your life who's compassionately caring for you, helping you feel better about making these changes. And just the fact that you need to make these changes, and how scary it can be for you. You're going to have that compassionate, caring person in your life who's going to help you, to remind you that you got to be patient. Be patient and patient with yourself, and be kind to yourself. If things you put applications out and you don't get anything in that week, that's okay. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up, and these things happen. Just be kind to yourself. There's no good beating yourself up, is what they'd say. So this person here is the one who's the shaker and the mover, and they see that quality is in you as well, with being the King of Wands. You're the King of Wands. You are a shaker and a mover, and they see that quality, so they're saying, I can take your energy. I can take the quality that you're embodying now. I can take that energy and I can work with it. And then the two of you will start working together, collaborating together to find the solution, the answers you're needing. The breakthrough that you need, the insight, the information that comes to you that says, hey, there's a new opening at blah, 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 blah. And so maybe you always wanted to become a teacher, so you trained to become a teacher's assistant, and maybe you were doing that while you were sitting, care sitting for elderly people who are not well. You became a teacher's assistant, phlebotomist, that's the one I was thinking of, but a teacher's assistant, and you hear from a friend or somebody that there is a position opening up at such and such school. It might be 10 miles away, but you're willing to go and have a look at it, because you might even consider moving there just in order for you to be able to take on that job and be a regular teacher's assistant's position. It's not something where you're only going to work a day or two and here or there. It's going to be something that they're going to need you quite often, not just for the same teacher, but for all the teachers in general, like at elementary school or something like that. That might be something that really inspires you. But in any case, you're going to be doing well. You're going to be finding your way forward with people that you're going to be collaborating with, partnering with, right? That is going to be able to help you find your new journey, find your new path. The Knight of Pentacles, to find that new path and to be patient and know that it may take some time, but you're going to get there, because the Knight of Pentacles always crosses the finish line, and there's going to be victory and success with the Six of Wands. Things are going good for you. You just keep honoring the process of embodying the need for change, okay, and allowing things to end that are no longer serving you and your family or whatever, and moving towards that change, that new beginning for yourself, and racking up your tree here. 7 Pentacles. with not only what you've already accomplished, but with more, because you'll be working hard with the Eight of Pentacles coming after that. You'll be working hard with this person and leaning on this person for support, emotional comfort and support. Okay, Leo, I hope that this was helpful to you in some way. Please take care of yourself. Bye for now.